This is Baggies View. Coming up, champagne still on ice for Albion. We hear off Roberto Di Matteo, and Chris Lepkowski fields your questions. Hello and welcome to this week's Baggies View. I'm Andy Walker and I'm joined in our studio today by our man at the Albion, Chris Lepkowski. Welcome, Chris.
Hi.
Well, Chris, it's at Vicarage Road on Bank Holiday Monday. It's a case of close but no cigar for Albion.
Yeah, it wasn't a very good game, really. Albion left it late. You know, they had to abandon their normal game, if you like. The pitch was absolutely shocking, really, and it wasn't a very fluid game. There were a lot of niggly things going on. Watford took a deserved lead, I think. It was certainly probably the better team overall. But Albion showed good spirit, which they've done all year, and that was an important point, and it puts them back towards the finishing line, and I think they'll cross it this week.
Okay, thank you, Chris. Well, just before we talk about the mathematics behind Albion's promotion hopes, we caught up with Roberto Di Matteo following that draw at Watford.
Just stay focused on our job. I know there's a lot of excitement around us, but we need to stay focused on what we have to do. We've put ourselves in a good position, but we're not there yet, and we have to work and fight hard to get the points that we need. We've got 4 games left, and we need at least 4 more points. So every game is going to be hard. We know that. Just have to stay focused and not listen to too much what's going on around us.
Well, Chris, we heard off Roberto Di Matteo there, who was trying to not get too carried away, but 2 points required from the last 4 games. Surely it's going to happen.
You would think so. I think Albion could probably not get another point again this season and still do it. So, you know, they're not a million miles away, really. A point on Saturday could be enough if Forest lose. But I think, I fancy them to get a good result on Saturday and finish off the job.
You said Saturday they travel to Doncaster, who had a decent campaign themselves. Or what's your thoughts looking ahead to that game?
Well, I think first and foremost, Albion need to just do what they do best and get the result, play the way they have done this season away. They've been very strong. The rest will take care of itself. There is a little bit of a fear that maybe they're getting a little bit bogged down by still not being promoted. Jonas Olsen touched on it yesterday when he spoke to us that it can't become an enemy of theirs, and he's absolutely right. They need to finish off that job. They need to cross the line and try and finish the season as well as they can. I
think it'd be a big disappointment if Albion didn't get the title, or is that not really an issue now?
I think first and foremost, returning to the Premier League is paramount, really. What I think they need to do is try and maintain their form, finish off the season on a high, and take that into next season, because it will be tough. They will be expected to be among the strugglers. We hope they won't be, but you'd have to assume that they will be. And to finish off the season on a high and with a winning mentality and culture around the club would be really helpful.
Drive that momentum through to the summer. Well, Chris, it's time for some of the viewers' questions, and as ever, you've come out in numbers. First up is a question from Lee Wickstead, who is wondering that obviously Albion are up again in the Premier League again. Is it now time to push the boat out a bit?
Well, this is the problem I think Albion have got under Joe Mapese's stewardship. Do you push that boat out a little bit more, risk unsettling the financial aspect of the club? Albion are run properly. They're not run at a great loss, a slight loss perhaps, but there is an argument to say if they show a little bit more ambition, they could just do enough to stop up. And I know it's been spoken about before that high earners can unsettle the dressing room. Well, in the the laws of employment, people who are better qualified, who are of higher calibre, generally do get paid more. So I don't really buy into that.
Okay, Chris, another question here from Steve from Albury, who's wondering that when Albion, let's say when, they secure automatic promotion, or even if they pip Newcastle to the title, will there be some sort of open-top bus celebration?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't have this 2 years ago. Albion decided not to do one. I know it was right at the very end of the season. The players had already, or were about to go away on their holidays. This season, they should do it with a couple of games left to spare. in an ideal world, you think Albion will put something on. In the likelihood of them finishing second now, it would seem strange that they wouldn't celebrate the title 2 years ago, but would celebrate second. I hope personally they do something for the fans, for the people who have actually travelled and paid a lot of money to see them.
Okay, Chris, thanks for joining us this week, and thank you for watching, and be sure to log on next week, where hopefully we'll be celebrating another season back in the Premier League for West Bromwich Albion. Thanks, and we'll see you then.